it got to a point sometimes now we need to talk about certain things with Kuma. Now Martin Okudzato Ablakwa clashed with KOJO Oppong and it became a bit of a banter. Now people are having different versions of the assembly in our. We all saw what happened. But Martin there, Paul Adomacho am a bit of analysis. As to certain time, maybe certain years, maybe you see. The same thing I want then urban them. From me afa, but to no afa me kus. Kaba was an share video ni share. No was an soon follow me. Aye. From me afa, them amazing can make it. Share video near we yan church and some.
Now, Mr. Okudzato chairs that committee. He's a member of parliament. And he had an encounter with the Honorable KOJO Oppong. Honorable KOJO Oppong has become Minister for Works and Housing, as we know, for a few months now. During the interaction, Samuel Okudzato Ablakwa asked Honorable Oppong about what has been happening in the Mepe. Honorable Oppong outlined what has been happening in terms of the buildings they built, 125, they are adding another 1,000 and all that. And I believe that Oppong was asked when it will finish, and he gave all those examples. And then, as far as Oppong's team is concerned, Ablakwa then moved out of that into inviting the minister to accept that the government had been, what was the word he used? Insincere, something like that. That the Minister for Works and Housing should accept Ablakwa's ruling that the government had been insincere. And the minister said, I can't accept that. You've invited me to answer questions. I've answered the questions. And then now you say the government should be insincere. It's being insincere. But if you say the government is insincere, then you, Mr. Chairman, you are more insincere than the government, because as a matter of public record, you told people, journalists, that soldiers had been moved away from there. It turned out to be untrue. The Ministry of Defense responded that it's untrue. So if anybody had been insincere at all over this matter, you, Chairman, you have an insincerity question to answer. And you cannot come here and do pulpit bullying. Set up a bully pulpit and then come and say what you want to say. Ablakwa got upset and said Oppong should withdraw that. But a chairman of a parliamentary committee says that the government has been insincere. About what? I mean, why did Ablakwa go to that area? Why did he go and say that? He really shouldn't have said that. This is the video of what Ablakwa said.
For the people in these areas, the number one interest that they have is that we complete these projects on time for people to benefit. But if you choose, Chairman, respectfully, to accuse me before the whole country of playing partisan football, not being sincere, of deflecting and of introducing red herrings, then I have a right in my own defense to draw your attention to instances where I believe you have done same. I don't think that's what we are here to do. Specific on this matter, within 14 days, myself and the regional minister will be on ground once again. We will engage with the contractors. We will have clearer timelines, which I will share with you. If we want to go into the questions of parliamentary football and deflection, I don't think that you intend to use your committee as a bully pulpit to invite ministers and make these accusations and not give them an opportunity to answer.
Honorable Minister, to suggest that I am using this position as a bully pulpit, you have to retract that, because that is not what I'm doing here.
So,
I
Chairman,
am well within my standing orders. You have to retract that.
Chairman,
you must retract and apologize for that statement.
But it is okay.
I will not
it is okay for the chairman of the committee and the committee to accuse the minister of being insincere, of deflecting without more, and I do not have the right to answer or to say that I share a different view.
So you think that it is okay that for a whole year, fellow citizens are living in a tent?
We can have a conversation.
You think that it is fine?
Chairman,
you think that is the best as leaders? We are all leaders.
That's a conversation we can have.
You think that is the best we can do for our people?
No, Chairman, that's not it. That's a conversation we can have. And I think we've legitimately gone through that. But if you choose to accuse me of insincerity, of introducing red herrings, of deflecting, that is not about the people. That is you accusing me.
Of course, because we are
But if you are accusing me, I must have a right to respond.
You are introducing matters that are not before us, matters that you have your facts totally wrong.
Which matters are these?
The movement of the soldiers, you have, that was not before us. You introduced
I have fact. No,
are we discussing soldiers here?
You introduced
Are we discussing soldiers here?
You introduced insincerity.
So you can see from
But why did Samuel Ablakwa think that?
Paul Akasebi, Mama Soman Kasakaka. No, young the Paul, I don't watch it. They say, Oban the dead, or make analysis, and he will make it and we'll give you all the tidbits. But yeah, so your analysis, Kaka. Martin, now listening to the two other sides of the story, you could see very clearly there. There is this thing about discipline. There is this thing about that. Ever can be there TOB, then you probably response. And this was a clear response. A clear response from the Akachi of KOJO Oppong, the Minister of Works and Housing. And he is seriously tabling down to you there. We've had a conversation. You've asked me questions. I've given you an answer, a response. And you tell me that as someone I am being insincere as a person, not my ministry, as a person. I'm deflecting. I mean, it was too much. Using over three adjectives for one person, I believe it was too much. Because this was actually to his person, not to his ministry. You are being insincere. Hey, that is the whole thing altogether. Now, Ghana Phone Adrian channel is a mixed feeling. Now, I want to put actually there. Even some of the NDC people, we know that perhaps they will support their own. They are actually not supporting their own. They are saying that no, this one ought not to be so. It's another time we've had another blow for Okudzato Ablakwa, the Northern MP. Now, Ghana for Obi said no achieved person is soft too. It is true. KOJO Oppong, the Honorable KOJO Oppong, he was not soft here, and he gave it to him back to back. Obviously, KOJO did the right thing and should never apologize. Obviously, Honorable Oppong, I salute you. Obviously, Paul, fair analysis. Ablakwa was off gear. Obviously, I pray that Ghana never have this type of hang parliament where characters like to be where to be heading our committee. I believe he's talking about Okudzato Ablakwa. Obviously, I love you, Kojo. Obviously, it's possible. Obviously, the team playing Ablakwa pound from the way he spoke. Yes, it will pain you because as Sama KOJO Oppong you have turned your committee. Who committee now? As a baby saying and Sama Yama. Or good responses through you to the community. Then, it will be live broadcast to the live broadcast and a coverage being made to the whole of the Ghanaian population, even those in the diaspora. No, then who there? This ministry one Jama work on or left and then or right. No, we are all watching. And I say indirectly. Until you've used your committee as a way there, you ask certain questions and say certain things against their personalities. Then, and imagine this man is going to contest as an MP in his constituency. He's looking after one of Janka for Sebe. He's taking people people with disabilities and other people who are challenged in one way or the other to learn certain vocational training. This person here, he's in the light of Ghana as a good person, as a minister. What bonebra na insincere in front of everybody. Imagine a businessman wants to work with him. Now, or search on the internet and see something like this. No one two will different than one. What does it mean for the person? It's a whole ball game here. But the team playing Ablakwa pound. Then I think I read it before. You are using your committee as a honorable candidate. But comment section not came more canon. Obviously, Ablakwa showed a clear conflict of interest and arrogance. Obviously, his pompousness is making him use his position to bully. Or kind of bully pulpit. You've made your committee to become a bully pulpit. It is true. And throwing dust is almost what he does. NDC shaking my business is possible. Obviously, next time, obviously, Ablakwa expect respect from someone. Chai, does he respect people? In the way that the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. But things of this sort should never be encouraged. Should never be encouraged when you are calling ministers of state insensitive. I mean, how? And insincere. Hey, and you are the chairman of the committee. You are calling the minister insincere. You could have said that. I do believe that what you have promised the people, because if the people are still under tent, all right, it means they are still having a particular shelter. However, maybe it was not in the. It could have been better. But here, but maybe the questions about the rundown, because you see, as maybe your behu, this is a question. This is a normal answer. This is still like a insincere. I mean, second way we skin poker and fine. I can't want to be obedient be crank fine. But that's not your insincere. No, that's not your insincere. We have to state why he's going to be insincere, why he's deflecting. You have to be able to state it clearly. I believe there's an Okudzato Ablakwa to me state here. In case maybe the minister wouldn't have anything to say. But the way a man honorable KOJO Oppong Nkrumah to me my response no Okudzato Ablakwa into my a bit of a response no, I could see very clearly there Ablakwa na some no nyina because they cannot sit there and now as a chairman of the committee use your position to become like a bully puppet to people. Now kind of will retract that statement. Well, you have made a statement more than that. And I think there Okudzato Ablakwa knows this particular thing there. KOJO Oppong Nkrumah is not an easy whip to crack. On your paper, you can just break him. Chawadi your comment section. Chawadi your comment section. For me, Alpha, put them from a question. But what's that Chawadi? There we are in. Now, Demra, they may be out now. I bring in nothing but the truth. I bring you facts back to back content. Now, but Mazana share video, share. Nobody students and company. There we are. Chawadi your comment section. But from me, Alpha, put them from a question. I'm a crowd. Later in the